Today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental, but often a bit tricky. Mastering English vocabulary. And we're not just talking about learning lists of words. No, this is about really transforming how you learn, how you speak, even how you think in English. Our main guide for this is Teacher Sam's 7 English vocabulary transformation tricks. It looks like a really fresh, actionable way to, truly own new words. Okay, let's unpack this because what we're diving into today isn't just about learning new words, it's about shifting how you approach language learning entirely.
Yeah, and what's really striking about Teacher Sam's approach right from the start is this idea of a paradigm shift. We've often been taught, haven't we, to just drill vocabulary, memorize lists in isolation. But that traditional method, it often falls flat. It separates the words from how they actually live and breathe in the language. It's kind of like trying to understand a fish by looking at it on a dinner plate instead of seeing it swim naturally.
That's a brilliant analogy. So, if just memorizing doesn't cut it, what's the alternative? What's the very first, concrete step Teacher Sam suggests?
It comes down to trick #1, contextual learning with real-life content. The basic idea is, well, simple. Stop learning words on their own. Instead, you need to immerse yourself in English as it's really used. So listening to podcasts, watching videos, reading articles online, anything where you encounter words in their natural setting.
Okay. And how does that actually work? I mean, practically, how do you capture a word you find?
Right, so Teacher Sam says, when you hear or read a new word, don't just write the word down. Write down the entire sentence you found it in. For instance, I was perplexed by the change. Then define perplexed yourself in your own words. And here's the crucial bit. Immediately write your own sentence using it, and maybe look at it again the next day. It helps your brain sort of absorb the meaning naturally, get a feel for it. It's not just a definition.
Right. It's like learning to ride a bike by actually getting on, not just reading the manual.
Exactly. Pure memorization just can't replicate that intuitive understanding.
So, okay, you're gathering words from context. What's the next step to really internalize them and maybe see how they relate to each other? How does Teacher Sam suggest organizing this?
Good question. This brings us straight to trick #2, semantic mapping, or you might know them as mind maps. And this isn't just about making things look nice. It's about using how our brains naturally make visual connections. So you pick a theme, maybe emotions, put a core word like happy right in the center. Then you branch out. Synonyms like joyful, elated, content, pleased. But crucially, also add antonyms sad, upset, gloomy. That contrast actually strengthens the connections. You can even use different colors, maybe little drawings.
Make it visually engaging.
Yeah.
And what's the real benefit of organizing words like this? Is there a common mistake it helps you avoid?
Well, seeing these word families visually really helps your brain link them up and remember them. It's especially useful for words with similar meanings, but maybe slight differences. It helps you understand those, shades of meaning. So you don't end up using a word slightly wrong because you didn't quite get its specific nuance compared to others like it.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've found words in context. We've mapped them out visually. How do we really make sure they stick? Like lock them into our long-term memory so they don't just fade after a week?
This is where technology can be a huge help. Trick #3. Use spaced repetition systems, or SRS. You've probably heard of tools like Anki or Quizlet. They're built on this principle. And the real magic of SRS isn't just repeating things over and over. It's about timing. It shows you the word just as your brain is about to forget it.
Oh, interesting. So it's efficient.
Super efficient. It means you're not wasting time reviewing words you already know well. Every review counts more. It frees you up mentally.
So inside one of these SRS apps, what makes a good flashcard? It's not just the word on one side and the definition on the other, is it?
No, definitely not. That's
Right.
back to the old way. You want flashcards that use the word in a full sentence, maybe even the sentence where you first found it. And Teacher Sam really recommends adding mnemonics. Those little mental tricks, memory aids.
Like silly stories or images.
Exactly. Maybe a funny image or a little rhyme, or like that Greg, are you serious example for gregarious. Something memorable. Some apps let you do close deletion too, where you hide the word in the sentence and have to recall it. That's powerful. And the system handles the schedule, showing it to you after 1 day, then 3, then 7, and so on. It optimizes it all for you.
Okay, so we've covered getting words in, organizing them, using tech to remember them. But here's where I think a lot of people, myself included sometimes, get stuck. Moving from just knowing a word passively to actually using it when you speak or write, that jump can be hard. How does Teacher Sam address that?
Right, and this is absolutely crucial. Because learning isn't just input. It has to involve output too. which leads perfectly to trick #4. Use it or lose it. Simple as that. To really feel like a word is yours, you have to activate it. You have to use it. Otherwise, it just sits there in your passive vocabulary. You understand it if you hear it, but it never comes out naturally.
Okay, use it or lose it. What are some practical ways to actually do that, like daily habits?
Teacher Sam gives some great manageable ideas. Daily writing is a big one. Even just a short journal entry. Maybe aim to use 3 of your new words each day. Or you could challenge yourself in conversations. Try to make one longer, more complex sentence using a couple of new words. And there's speech shadowing, listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, how they say it, great for pronunciation and getting the feel of the word.
So it builds muscle memory too.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Using the words helps cement them, sure, but more than that, it helps you understand how they actually feel when you use them in real communication. They become part of your voice.
That totally makes sense. But, sometimes forcing yourself to use new words can feel a bit homeworky, a bit of a chore. How do we keep it from feeling like that? Keep the motivation up.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And the answer is trick, #5. Wordplay and associations. Make it fun. Because let's face it, when learning feels like play, your motivation skyrockets. Right, blade up in them. And the words tend to stick around longer, too. Our brains love novelty in games.
So what kind of wordplay are we talking about?
Well, we already mentioned mnemonics, like that gregarious example. Hey, Greg, are you serious?
Alex.
Or friendly, that's a form of play. But also adding fun images or your own little drawings to flashcards, playing actual word games, crosswords, apps like word ladders, even categories with friends if you could use your new word, or just setting a word of the day challenge. Make it light, make it enjoyable.
Okay, from playful to maybe a bit more strategic, Teacher Sam also talks about a focused way to learn words. Trick, #6, thematic learning. What's the idea there?
This is really smart, actually. It taps into how our brains naturally group information. It's just easier to remember words that are related to each other. They form a kind of mental web, interconnected ideas. So instead of learning random words from all over the place, you focus on one theme at a time. Maybe vocabulary for travel or food or work emails or talking about digital technology or even emotions like we used in the mind map example.
And that makes it more practical, too.
Hugely practical because you're likely to use those words together in real situations. It helps you build vocabulary that's directly relevant to your life, your interests, your goals. It makes the learning feel much more targeted and, frankly, more useful.
Right. Okay, and the final trick, #7. This one feels really powerful to me. Teach to learn. What's the magic behind this one?
This is a fantastic technique because teaching something really forces you to understand it on a much deeper level. It's not enough to just know the definition. To explain a word well to someone else, you need to grasp its nuances, how it's used, the context. And in the process of preparing to teach, or actually teaching, you often find little gaps in your own understanding.
So you learn by figuring out how to explain it.
Exactly. You have to clarify it for yourself first.
Yeah.
That process really solidifies the knowledge and makes it stick long term. You essentially become the expert on that word.
So how do we apply this? Do I need to, sign up to teach an English class?
No, not necessarily. It can be much simpler. Explain a new word you learned to a friend or a family member. Or write a short lesson about it in your journal. Pretend you're explaining it to someone. You could even make quick little videos on your phone explaining a word just for yourself. It's the act of articulating it that counts.
Okay, wow. So those are the 7 tricks. They all seem to connect and build on each other. But putting it all together, making sure this isn't just a short-term boost, but leads to real, lasting vocabulary growth. What does that look like day to day, week to week?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Making it stick. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it's about creating a sustainable learning habit, an ecosystem around yourself. Teacher Sam suggests a few extra things beyond the core tricks for that long-term retention, like keeping that personalized vocabulary journal we mentioned, making it your own space, doing a weekly review, maybe using your mind maps, or just summarizing the words you focused on. Some people even like putting sticky notes with the week's words on their bathroom mirror or computer monitor, just little reminders.
And what about interacting with others?
Definitely. Joining a study group, if you can find one, or a language exchange partner. That gives you accountability and, crucially, real opportunities to use the words. And one more tip. For words you know but don't use often, maybe set a reminder on your phone to revisit them in 30 or 60 days. Just a quick check-in. These ongoing things, they ensure vocabulary growth becomes part of your life, not just a project you do for a while.
It really sounds like improving your vocabulary isn't just about Well, knowing more words, it seems like it unlocks a lot more. It's like a springboard, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The ripple effect is huge. It genuinely opens doors you might not even expect. Think professionally. Better vocabulary means clearer emails, more confident contributions in meetings, much stronger presentations. It just gives you an edge, academically. You understand lectures more easily, you get through textbooks faster, less struggle, more learning. Socially, it's transformative. Engaging in deeper conversations, expressing your ideas clearly, connecting better with people. Even travel becomes smoother, understanding signs, menus, local guides without constantly reaching for a translator. And just enjoying media, watching films, reading books, understanding song lyrics without that constant frustration is more rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I think it comes down to personal confidence. That feeling of power when you can find just the right word and use it well, it's incredibly empowering.
That's a really motivating way to look at it. Okay, so for anyone listening who's feeling fired up now and thinking, right, I want to do this, Teacher Sam actually lays out a practical 30-day vocabulary